Okay, today is Sunday. Oh, I think it's 14th of April. Yeah, about that. Anyway, about midday, about 26 degrees centigrade, and the sun is shining again. Okay, so I've done a video about fry management, my basic setup. Now I'm going to talk about water changes, and this is my water change mechanism, if you like. Let's sit down. So, you know, I don't use aeration or filtration in these 5 litre containers because if you get a current water flow current within the container, then it's going to the fry will quickly get tired trying to swim against the current, and then obviously might be subject to illness or whatever. But I also don't want a current in there because I leave powdered fry food just floating on the surface for a few hours, and that would sink if there's a water current. So an essential part of, to put it technically, if you like, the management of my system, fry raising system, is to have frequent water changes to try to maintain reasonably good water quality. So, I mean, newly hatched fry are very delicate for the first, just want somewhere without any reflections, maybe that's better, for the first 2 weeks. And usually it's strongly recommended you don't change the water during that period of time. But I think, I got, these are outdoors, they got a lot of dust blowing in, and I sort of change the water maybe after 1 week. But I try to minimise the impact of that by using a drip system of water changing. So let me have a look. Get the container over here. Okay, so this is one of the containers. You can see it's got an overflow, and that overflow pipe, it's just a bit of plastic tubing, doesn't matter what it is. It was just naturally bent because it came in a roll. Drill a hole, push the tubing, push fit the tubing through. Doesn't matter if it leaks because it's outdoors. At the bottom there's a bit of gauze held on with a zip tie. Now so the inlet to that overflow is near the bottom. My theory, whether true or not, I don't know, is that the polluted water is going to be mainly down the bottom of the container. You can see all these are somewhere near the bottom. So I want the water to overflow from the bottom rather than from the top. And then I have, and you can look at it here, I've got like a reservoir at the top, and there's a pipe comes down, an airline tubing pipe, and it drips water into the container like that. So I'll just set it up and I'll show you more of it. So basically I've got 2 reservoirs on the top, sitting on the top of higher up on the top of the table cover, and this one, had some sort of food in it. Drill a hole at the bottom again, push fit a bit of airline tubing in there so that water will automatically flow out. And I'm up sort of 1 litre and 2 litres, and the rock is there to stop it blowing away when it's empty of water. Over here I've got just a 1 litre yogurt pot, same thing, push fit, a bit of airline tubing, a hole near the bottom, and a bit of gravel inside just to hold it down. So those are the 2 reservoirs. And normally, because these are 5 litre containers, I put in, I change 1 litre of water, which is 20%. And down here, I've got a bucket where I keep water. It's stored in there maybe 2 or 3 days, so there's no chlorination. You have a cover over the top. Move around a bit. And I got just 1 litre jug. Take out a litre of water, go up, pour it in. Go and get another litre of water and pour that in here. Got 1 litre. Okay, so there we are. Now from here, the tube comes down and it's already dripping in there. So the valve on the end just controls the drip rate, maybe 2 drips a second, 1 drip a second, I don't know, just and then this one hasn't started dripping yet, so I might have to open it up completely to let the air out. There, it's opened up completely. I'll now just let the air out in the tube, so I now control the drip rate if I do it one-handed. Yeah. And that just sits on there. Yeah, that's about right. Maybe 1, 2 drips a second or something. I don't know, that one's a bit slower. Doesn't really matter. And then eventually the water will overflow out from here. And as I say, my theory is the water overflow out is mainly going to be the polluted water from the bottom of the container. Now that's 1 litre, which is 20%. But obviously, because you're dripping in that end and it overflowing, there's some of the water that's going to overflow is probably the new water that mixed in. But I think that gives maybe a 15% water change. And sometimes I do that every day, but I do it at least every 2 days. The first, as I say, a lot of strongly recommended, people recommend, don't do any water changes on fry for the first 2 weeks. Probably at the end of the first week, I would do a water change like this, and then start another one at the end of the second week, and after that, every day or every 2 days. As I say, I've got these 2 reservoirs up here. Just like having a yogurt pot like that is so easy to do. I could do a couple more, but it's quite easy when, say, in an hour or whatever it is, when this one is finished dripping in here, I just move the valve over and drip 1 litre in to the one next to it. So you can say it is, if you like, semi-automatic. You've got to, once you set it up, you just let it drip in until it's finished. You don't have to come in and turn it off or anything. And then, so, at the moment I've got these 2 reservoirs. I could make a couple more, but I probably won't. So again, it depends on weather conditions. Maybe I do it every day. If the weather's pleasant, then I come out and just sort of sit in the shade um, and watch the fry. Set it up every day. Other times maybe I miss a couple of days if it's raining, and I just let the fry get on with it. I keep them under cover, but they're okay. It's just so easy to do, and it keeps reasonably good quality water quality. Now, one thing I say about the water, I mean, it's easy to do in once you reach reasonable temperatures, because I can easily assume that the water in the bucket is going to be the same temperature as the water in these containers. Even if it's not exact, by dripping the water in, then it's easily going to adjust to the water temperature within the container. But if there's cooler weather, maybe there could be a bigger temperature difference between what's in the bucket and what is in the container. Then I've got to start measuring temperatures. If necessary, add some water into this bucket to bring it up to the same temperature as the containers. And as I say, I've got another bucket which I've filled up with water today. This bucket I filled up 2 days ago, and the water will last quite a long time. So there's no chlorine. The water is sort of all settled down now, so that should be good for using for a water change. And that's it. For once, I've probably done a short video, which is quite surprising. And that's it. Okay.